gives you a sense of meaning in life?
The everyday events that happen and how I think that they're all connected.
Cool.
And everything that happens, all the bad stuff, all the good stuff, if you're learning from it, then it means you're really paying attention. And I think you have to really, really tune in, focus your attention, and then you can find the meaning in everything that happens in life. Therefore, you know, you have the meaning of life. Like the all-around meaning and purpose of life. I don't think anyone can really answer that question.
Yeah.
I'd say that purpose for me, I think purpose is for the individual.
Okay.
And I think purpose is like your drive. And it's like the thing that you're kind of forced to do. It's not something you want to do. It's something that you are absolutely bound for.
Okay.
And then meaning, I think it's a little bit more like dissecting and kind of looking at the clues and just looking at life for what it is and the things that happen in the process, while your purpose is just kind of this inflexible thing. Yeah. I feel like it's more concrete.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you were talking to someone who felt purposeless, or they just weren't sure quite what they were actually passionate about, what advice would you give them?
It's a tricky one. I usually give that advice when I'm drunk. And it's always like coupled with gripping that person and being like, you just have to find your passion in life. And it's like you have to have it. Like, even if it's something that you think is stupid, like surfing or like clarinet. I'm sorry, but if you go to sleep dreaming about it, I don't think you can force passion. I don't think you can go to sleep and not dream about that thing or not think about that and consider yourself still passionate about it. Maybe that's an overstatement. But I think that if you're passionate about something, you know it. If you want to be passionate about something but you're not, I don't know if that's possible. But I think there are people who have purposes like they'll find their passion later. Yeah. Like people who don't have very clear aims, sometimes they have kids and that becomes their whole passion.
Sure.
And that's fine. You know, like, I think it just, you're either bound for finding it or you're not. Yeah.
And then Don said that you've also spent some time like working on a farm in Louisiana. I
did one farm in Louisiana for 10 days. And then another farm in Seattle for 3 weeks.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. And that was because I feel like pretty torn between the art world, which is kind of this fast-paced, networking and looking at other people's work, them looking at yours, you creating work for other people to see. And then this like super simple life of being on a farm where you're making stuff still every day and you're so much a part of life and creation, and it's like the food you eat is the food you grow, and every part of your day when you're on a farm is about nourishing your body and your planet. And that's like where my like hippie get away from it all side comes out. So that was my goal, and I spent 2 months away from home, and that was really hard to not be in my studio, not working on anything, but I got a lot of ideas while I was out there. So I think my life's goal is to find that balance between the two.
Nice.
Yeah.
Worlds. That's cool.
There are times where I really have to struggle for like my faith. Like I believe in God, but I'm not religious. I was raised Catholic, so there's all that like lingering whatever. And then sometimes when it's just like really, when I'm going through something really hard, then I have to really, really like fight to still believe and to just like ask for help and be like, am I really even asking anyone right now? Yeah. So I've never felt like total loss of faith. I don't think I've ever hit like rock bottom. Like my mom died when I was 21, and I think that's when I believed the hardest. And I know that some people, that's when they get really angry, and then they say like, well, you know, how could this be part of God's plan? Like, if there was a God, this wouldn't happen. Or, like, if there was a God, there wouldn't be people dying in Syria and, like, you know, kids being bombed with gas. And it's just, like, it's a really hard test of faith, yeah. But I think that doesn't... You can't decide that that means you don't believe in anything anymore. You can, but I won't.
Yeah.
So.